A verb signifies action. In English, we specify the timing of events using verbs. This is achieved by adding different tenses to the verbs. There are three main tenses: past, present, and future. Each tense can be divided further to express specific details about time and duration. Simple past, used for actions completed in the past. I ate lunch yesterday. Simple present, used for habits, routines, general truths, and facts. I eat lunch every day. Simple future, used for actions that will happen in the future. I will eat lunch tomorrow. Past continuous, describes actions that were ongoing at a specific time in the past. I was eating lunch an hour ago. Present continuous, expresses actions happening at the moment of speaking or ongoing actions. I am eating lunch right now. Future continuous, describes actions that will be ongoing at a specific time in the future. I will be eating lunch at noon tomorrow. Past perfect indicates actions completed before another action or time in the past. I had already eaten lunch when you arrived. Present perfect describes a past action that has relevance to the present moment, indicating its impact or connection to now. I have eaten lunch already. Future perfect indicates actions that will be completed before a specific point in the future. I will have eaten lunch by the time you arrive. Past perfect continuous shows actions that were ongoing in the past up to a certain point or before another action. I had been eating lunch when you called. Present perfect continuous indicates actions that started in the past and are still continuing in the present. I have been eating lunch every day. Future perfect continuous shows actions that will be ongoing up to a certain point in the future. I will have been eating lunch for an hour by the time you get here. The simple past tense is used to describe actions that happened at a specific time in the past. Positive sentences. To form the simple past tense, use the past form of the verb, usually ending in ded, ie for regular verbs. They visited their grandparents last weekend. Negative sentences. Did not, didn't, plus base form of the verb. She didn't go to the party. Questions. Did plus, subject plus, base form of the verb. Did you finish your homework yesterday? The past continuous tense describes actions that were ongoing at a specific time in the past or actions that were happening around a particular time in the past. Positive sentences. Past continuous tense is formed by using was or were, depending on the subject, followed by the verb with ing attached to it. He was studying for his exam all night. Negative sentences. Was or were plus not plus a verb with ing attached to it. We weren't playing games yesterday. Questions. Was or were plus subject plus a verb with ing attached to it. Were you studying at 8 p.m. yesterday? Past perfect indicates actions completed before another action or time in the past. Positive sentences. To form the past perfect tense, use had plus past participle. He had studied English before he moved to London. Negative sentences. Had plus not plus past participle. We hadn't traveled to Europe before. Questions. Had plus subject plus past participle. Had she finished her project by then? Past perfect continuous expresses an action that started in the past and continued up to a specific point in the past, highlighting its duration and continuity. Positive sentences. Had been, followed by a verb ending with ing, forms the past perfect continuous tense. Examples. She had been studying for 3 hours before she took a break. Negative sentences. Had not been, followed by a verb ending with ing. She hadn't been feeling well lately. Questions. Had plus subject plus, been plus, verb ending with ing. Had she been working on the assignment all day? The present simple tense is used to describe regular actions or routines, general truths, facts, or habits. Positive sentences Verbs in the third person singular, he, she, it, typically add an s, es, ies to the base form of the verb. For example, I eat, but he eats. Negative sentences do not plus base form of the verb. He doesn't watch TV in the morning. Questions do plus subject plus base form of the verb. Do you like pizza? The present continuous tense describes actions happening at the moment of speaking or actions happening around the current time. Positive sentences. When you combine am, is, or are with a base verb and add ing to the verb, you form the present continuous tense. Examples: she is reading a book right now. Negative sentences: am not, is not, or are not, followed by a base verb with ing attached to it. She isn't playing basketball. Questions: is, are, or am, plus a subject and a base verb with ing attached. Are you listening to music? The present perfect tense is used to describe actions that happened at an indefinite time in the past or actions that have just been completed but still have relevance to the present. Positive sentences have has plus past participle. For example, he has eaten lunch already. Negative sentences have has plus not plus past participle. She hasn't finished her work yet. Questions: have has plus subject plus past participle. Have you ever been to New York? Present perfect continuous indicates actions that started in the past and are still continuing in the present. Positive sentences have has followed by been plus a base verb with ing attached to it. They have been playing tennis since morning. Negative sentences have has plus not plus been plus a base verb with ing attached to it. She hasn't been feeling well lately. Questions: have has plus subject plus been plus a base verb with ing attached to it. Has she been working on the assignment all day? The simple future tense is used to describe actions that will happen at a later time or in the future. Positive sentences will, followed by the base form of the main verb. I will visit my grandmother tomorrow. Negative sentences will not, base form of the verb. We won't forget your birthday. Questions: will plus subject plus base form of the verb. Will you join us for dinner? Future continuous tense describes actions that will be ongoing at a specific future time or during a future period. It emphasizes the continuity of the action in the future. Positive sentences use the auxiliary verb will be, followed by the present participle, base form ing of the main verb. They will be playing soccer at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Negative sentences will not plus be plus base form ing of the main verb. He won't be attending the meeting at 9 a.m. Questions: will plus subject plus be plus base form ing of the main verb. Will you be studying at this time tomorrow? The perfect future tense, also known as the future perfect tense, connects a future action to another action that is even further in the future. In simpler terms, it indicates that one future action will be completed before another future action. Positive sentence. The perfect future always includes will plus have and the past participle of your main verb. She will have finished her homework by 8 p.m. Negative sentence. Will not plus have plus past participle. They won't have completed the project by the end of the week. Question form: will plus subject plus have plus past participle. Will he have learned French by the time he moves to Paris? The future perfect continuous tense expresses an ongoing action that will be completed at some point in the future. It emphasizes the duration of the action leading up to that future point. Positive sentences. To form the future perfect continuous tense, use the auxiliary verb will have been followed by the present participle, base form plus ing of the main verb. By next year, she will have been studying English for 5 years. Context. She started studying English 5 years ago, and by next year, she will have completed 5 years of continuous study. Negative sentences. Will not, won't, have been, present participle. They won't have been traveling for 3 weeks by the time they return home. Context. They started traveling less than 3 weeks ago, so by the time they return home, they won't have been continuously traveling for a full 3 weeks. Questions. Will plus, subject plus, have been plus, present participle? Will he have been working on the project for 6 months by the deadline? Context. We're asking whether he will have been continuously working on the project for a total of 6 months by the deadline.